The biggest thing going on at Rumney is the trails, staging areas. None of that was really planned. And that's a common story across the United States. Our climbing areas were developed, were established by climbers just showing up and climbing on the rocks. Usually hiking trails are planned out. And so we're thinking about grades and water management and all kinds of things around the technical design of the trail. And at climbing areas, oftentimes that thought hasn't been put in. There you go, perfect. My name is Mike Morin. I'm the Northeast Regional Director for the Access Fund. The Access Fund is a national nonprofit that keeps climbing areas open and conserved across the United States. So we work on policy-related issues at the state, local, and federal level. We work with private landowners when access issues arise, oftentimes around risk management concerns. We also work on education, conservation, and stewardship. We also acquire cliff lines and boulder fields as part of a land acquisition piece that we manage. So Rumney is made up of 38 crags, roughly, spread across Rattlesnake Mountain in Rumney, New Hampshire. It's really New England's premier sport climbing area. It sees visitors from not only from New England and Eastern Canada, but all across the world, really. I've run into people I know randomly from California, just walking the cliff face and looking for a climb they're looking to do. What we're doing is coming back in kind of behind the climbers and trying to address erosion issues that stem from the fact that a lot of these trails go kind of straight up the mountain or exist on steep slopes where water runs and carries soil downhill. Because if we don't address those issues, it'll continue to erode and we'll see kind of loss of vegetation and the experience will degrade. If you look at places like Smith Rock in Oregon, where the soil is there, you can actually see a bathtub ring essentially, where the soil is lost feet of soil at the base of climbs because there was nothing there to hold them in place. So the crews on the ground are building stone structures, walls, stairs, harvesting primarily stone that you find that's fallen off the cliff face and turning it into these structures to shore up the hillside. They're turning big rocks into little rocks that we can build with. And so you'll see the crews using these high-line systems to move stones across the hillside. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is we're trying to limit our impact on the ground. So if we're like dragging things up the hillside, that's going to have an impact on the ground. But a big part of it is the materials we have to use are so large that it would be very difficult for individuals to move them to the site where we're building. Really, the biggest challenge of any nonprofit is funding. With the Rumney project, we have our conservation team on the ground. We have a AmeriCorps crew, a trail crew working under them to support them, and that all costs money. The sort of work we're doing at Rumney requires trail building experts. There's been a lot of good work done on the ground over the years by volunteers, but what we're picking away at right now is the work that was just too big. We're taking the time to be meticulous. We're not just stacking rocks out there. We're actually crafting these structures with a certain level of skill to make sure they're strong and durable for the next 50, 100 years. Central Rock Gym stepping up to support the Restore Rumney effort is huge. As a leader in the kind of New England climbing community, really Central Rock Gym, both supporting this project financially, but also helping to get the word out and elevate the project is significant. I really believe that it's critical for the gym community, for the outdoor industry in general, the outdoor community that's rooted in here in New England to get behind this project because it shows kind of the importance of it. And if places like Rumney aren't stewarded, then we're really at risk of losing a really valuable resource, a really valuable climbing area. And I think that Central Rock Gym recognizes that. We have great volunteers, but at the end of the day, it really does come down to funding. And so ideally, in an ideal world, everybody that climbs at Rumney would contribute at what they can. I think individuals have a lot of power. I think we sometimes kind of undervalue our influence. If everyone thinks somebody else is going to take care of the issue, then nobody will. And really, it's power in numbers. It's everybody donating a little bit will get us to the finish line.